Welcome to the filming locations of the 1995 cult horror classic Jacko, directed by Steve Latshaw, filmed on location here in Apopka, Florida. The story of Jacko is a very, very fun one. The Kelly family has some history with a witch, and for some strange reason, Jacko wants to get revenge on the Kelly family. No spoilers will be said or put out there during these filming locations. I want to make sure you guys watch this film. I know a lot of you have never seen this film. You need to change that. Down below in the description box is a link that'll take you to the full film. You can watch it for free on YouTube. If you're new here, click that subscribe button. It's free. It'll keep you updated on my latest video. And if you would like to support my channel, also down in the description box is a link. It'll take you to my Patreon page. Now, welcome to Oakmore Crossing. This was the fictional town in the film Jacko. In reality, this is Water Beach Court in a suburb of Apopka, Florida. Majority of the film took place right here on this street. It's pretty easy when your filming locations are kind of all in the same vicinity. The first shot of the kids who were walking home from school took place right here. This is where Robbie and Sean and the other girl were walking home from school. The kids would have continued walking this way until they came upon a stack of pumpkins. One was carved into a jack-o'-lantern, and that's when Robbie started talking about it being the head of Jacko, trying to scare the other two kids. Had a little nod almost to Halloween, saying he's gonna get you. So right here was where the pumpkin was, the jack-o'-lantern that Robbie said looked like Jacko. And right about here is where Robbie turned around and was talking to the kids, taunting them, trying to scare them, talking about Jacko. The house to the left, the window looks pretty much the same, but the house next to Robbie, they had some kind of squared artwork type things on the side of the house there. They have been removed, and there were rocks with bushes, circular bushes going around the side of the house. That's also been changed. Landscaping has changed since 1995. But it's cool because if you turn around, this light pole right here can be seen behind the girl. It's really cool. The tree can also be seen as well. It was a lot smaller back in 1995. But even the little driveway, concrete areas can be seen to the left of the girl as well. But this is where Vivian was pulling down the street. Right over there behind that bush is where the kids were having the fight, because the one kid was talking about Vivian, the girl, being a witch. Vivian parked her car right there, and the shot is about right here. When Vivian walks over to scare Robbie to get him to leave Sean alone, there's a cut shot. In the next shot, I'll show you exactly where it was. It's a low shot, but if you look at that house straight ahead, look at the very tip top of the roof. Looks the exact same. It's actually to the right of Vivian's hand in the shot. They had the kids down on the ground, you know, in the grass, ruffling, just fighting, duking it out almost. And I believe it took place right over there with those plants. So obviously the Chevrolet is blocking the area, but that is where Vivian and Sean would have been walking. You can see these electrical boxes in the shot, and there was a small tree planted right about there in the shot. But she was walking him home from the little tiff he had with Robbie. And here it is, the Kelly residence, the main house of the film Jacko. Lots of scenes took place right here in the front of this house and inside the house. A lot of action with Linnea Quigley the Scream Queen herself, right here in this driveway. But the first scene we see is Dad, Sean's dad, Mr. Kelly, talking to Vivian. He's hanging the sign, the banner, for the haunted garage. He's putting on a haunted garage, and the proceeds are going to the Oakmore homeless shelter. What a nice guy. Right here's the scene of Dad and Vivian as Mom pulled up in the car. You can see the garage has not changed, but the address 1764 used to be to the left, right over there. Dad would have been here, Vivian here in the car, right here. And of course the big haunted garage sign right there. Honestly, couldn't they have done a better banner? I know it's spray paint and cheap and everything, but banner's kind of well, it looks like he took 2 seconds on it. Right about here was the shot with Linnea Quigley, the first time we see her, and we see Sean wearing a hockey mask, kind of giving a tribute to Mr. Voorhees. Linnea played a character named Carolyn. She was the babysitter in this film. And there's a shot with Linnea Quigley right in front of the motorcycle with Sean. The house next door, 1756. The top of the garage can be seen. As she's talking to Sean, he lifts up his hockey mask. Right about here was the nighttime shot. You can see the haunted garage sign and the address to the left of that. This is what it looked like Halloween night. Little did they know Jacko was coming back for revenge. It's amazing how the street pole here still looks the same. You can see Linnea Quigley and Sean Kelly right there going trick-or-treating. It's pretty awesome. Same street pole since 1995. And the side of the Kelly residence still looks the exact same. That's the same wall that Jacko took his blade and wiped across. That's pretty amazing. Jacko was right there. Now in the film, they had a skeleton figure right here next to this tree and a tombstone, and I found a really cool behind the scenes black and white photo that was taken right about here. Had Dad, Sean, and Carolyn, Linnea Quigley's character, all right here in front of this tree in the front yard. Another behind the scenes shot right here has the whole crew, including director Steve Latshaw, whose son actually played Sean in the film. They were right here in front of this house. Pretty amazing. Back in 1995, making classic horror films. Well, it's a classic to me. I've always loved Jacko. I always thought it was a fun one. So Sean would have gotten on a motorcycle right here, Linnea Quigley's friend. They would have backed up and driven right down this cul-de-sac. Sean and the biker would have turned around right here. Cul-de-sac looks the exact same, including the light pole there to the right. Quick drive, just right down the street. This house can be seen pretty well in the shot. I don't think the trees were as big back in 1995. That's understandable. It's been a long time. So this is the park in the neighborhood where they filmed Jacko, and right over here they have redone pretty much all the equipment for the park since 1995. But right over here is where the shot of Carolyn and Julie, Carolyn played by Linnea Quigley, would have been walking towards the camera and away from the playground set. But this is where the playground scenes were shot, the very end of the film. And right here was the final scene of the family and the two girls, Carolyn and Julie, walking away, walking right up this street. The way the grass is right here in this driveway, the exact same, and the little centerpiece that separates the road is a little different. It used to be, I believe, trees. Now there's a smaller bush right there. But this is it. This tree can be seen, but a branch has been cut off. But this is it. This is exactly where the end of Jacko took place. And then the camera would have panned out just a little bit this way, and you saw the jack-o'-lantern face right in the screen, right about where my finger is. And that was the end of the film. Okay, so now we are hopping into the car. We're going to be driving to Kissimmee, Florida, on Highway 192, our old friend, Highway 192. We're going to be trying to find the Pioneer Village. But first, we're going to try and find the original location where the house that belonged to the Kellys in the film for the flashback scenes. It's kind of like an old house. This is like Pioneer days flashbacks for when this stuff happened. Apparently, they moved the house from that location to another location. So we're going to find the original location where the house sat for filming, just because I want to show the original location. And then I'm going to show you guys where the house was moved to. It's a new location for the Pioneer Village. You need to watch the film. It's fantastic with the whole backstory and the historical thing and the Kelly family and the Mackin families and the witch and the Jacko, and you just got to watch it. All right, so somewhere around in here is what they called the old cracker house. And they filmed a lot of the opening scenes, the flashback scenes with the Kelly family. Technically, this is private property. This is where it was filmed. I just kind of drove in real quick. The gate was open and shouldn't be staying too long. But that is it. That is exactly where they shot those opening scenes. So what I think they did was they shot all the scenes right out here. They had this old house. It's probably still there. They used it. Because right here you can see it says Osceola County Historical Society relocating 2014. And I'll show you guys where it relocated, but this is the property where they shot it, right here. This is it, right past all that. That was where the old houses were. It's so weird, man, because right up here is where they moved all of the houses. It's kind of like a pioneer museum. Now, I'm not 100% if the house that was used is still here, but we're going to find out if we can get close to at least a few of the houses. You guys can see, as I'm pulling up, what it looks like. So now this is where the house, I believe, that belonged to the Kellys way back in the day when everything was going down with Jacko, was moved to. If you come around here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. They're like old pioneer houses. That could be the very one right there. You never know. They're just old shacks that have been relocated. Looks like Sleepy Hollow out here. Pretty amazing. One day we're going to come out here and visit this place, but this is where the house from Jacko apparently was relocated. Well, you guys, we did it. Right behind me is where they shot the final scene, and I believe our adventure is done for the day. If you enjoyed today's adventure, please give me a big thumbs up. If you haven't seen Jacko yet, like I said earlier in the video, down below is a link. It'll take you to the full video. Watch it. It's a lot of fun. Linnea Quigley's in it, the Scream Queen from the 80s. You gotta love it. But go into the film with an open mind. And please feel free to share this video on the appropriate social media platforms.